Been having a lot of problems being misgendered.
You're going to ask her and question her gender. You should also be questioning everyone's gender because it's not fair.
What's good, JANDTFAM? We're back again with another lit
banger. So as you can tell by the title, guys, today we are going to be doing a Pride video. It's Pride Month, okay? So we thought, why not do a couple videos about the queer community? And I guess today we're going to be talking about something sad. A little bit.
Yeah, it's not sad, it's just kind of a hot topic that I felt like we needed to kind of discuss and talk about
it. We thought, why not?
It's just been happening a lot more to me lately, and it's been really bugging me.
Yeah.
And I thought, why not, let's turn this into a video and make it kind of like an open discussion.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've been having a lot of problems being misgendered.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's because of like the fact that like we've been wearing masks and I don't know what it is, but I've just been getting misgendered a lot, and it really bugs me. And it's kind of funny because I feel like a lot of the times it's like it kind of goes hand in hand with like trans people feel like they're getting misgendered, but I'm feeling like I'm like on the opposite end where I feel like queer people are trying to be so inclusive that they're actually like misgendering me, and it's kind of getting a little bit like offensive in a way.
What happens a lot, but the tipping point I think for her was she was talking to me about an instance where she was trying clothes on, and this person that was like, you know, working at the change room that gives out the little tickets to go into the change rooms wasn't asking everybody in the line, you know, what change room do you want? And there was even another like queer, like you know, masculine presenting like person that it was kind of like ambiguous, like really like if you were trying to like decide, it's like, do you know? This person gave them a woman's card before her, and then to her was like, do you want the men's, woman's, or?
Well, no, that's not what happened. She was basically, she like looked at me and she goes,
oh, do you want the men's room?
Yeah. And I was like, what do you, I was like, wait, what? And then she was just like,
oh, or like, do you want the women's, or do you want the family room?
And I'm like, the women's, like, and then I went to, like, right from that store, I went to another store because I was just like getting clothes that day, and I get up to the cash, and the girl like was like that was gonna serve me, she was talking to her other friend and was kind of like, oh, like they were kind of going back and forth like who wanted to serve me, and then the other girl goes,
oh, do you think you could take care of him?
And I'm thinking to myself like, okay. And then so the girl proceeds to like chat with me. We have a full-blown conversation, and then at the end of it, it's just kind of like,
okay, well, have a great day, sir.
And I'm like, first of all, like, I don't look like a man. I have like a very feminine body, and it's just kind of weird. And it's like I can't put my finger on it whether or not,
because you can tell these people aren't just thinking she's a man. You can tell they're thinking about it, and they're like, oh, she's masculine, so it must mean that she identifies as a man, which I don't think is fair. Because I think if you're asking everyone, if you're only woke if you're asking every single person what their pronouns are. You can't just go up to somebody like her and be like, oh, like he, she, they. Like, I don't know. I think that like it's not fair that like just because you look masculine that it means that you have to get called, like get misgendered all the time on purpose because people are trying to be woke. Like, I think anyone, there's so many people, people that look like me can identify as a man or a non-binary person or a woman. Like, so if you're not going to ask someone like me that question and you're just going to automatically assume I'm a woman, it's not fair for you to go and make an assumption about her, like, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I think that like it comes down to the fact that like cancel culture is such a big thing in the community, and like it's so easy for people to just like decide you're a horrible person if you if you're learning, or if you do something wrong, or if you don't make sure that you account for everyone.
But it's not even that part though that bugs me. It's the part that like,
no, but I think that's what it is though, because everyone's afraid, so then they are just like, oh, like gotta make sure, like this, that, and that's a good thing, but it's only a good thing if you're doing it for everyone, not just picking and choosing who you think is ambiguous enough to try to decide, because that's not fair.
That's the thing though, they're not even trying to decide, they're just saying that I'm a man. It's weird. Like,
it's really weird, and you
really
can tell
weird.
that some people, they definitely know you're not a cis man, and they're saying it anyway because they are they're assuming that you're trans.
I just feel like it's been a really weird thing because I feel like lately it's been happening more and more, and I think it's more like throughout COVID, as people are starting to get more and more woke with like gender fluidity and
which is a good thing.
Which is a good thing, but I think that what ends up happening sometimes is that it ends up offending people still, because it's like, I know that these people are trying to not offend me, but it's like, you are by like, for
Only
me,
by choosing.
okay,
you.
but wait, but for me, I feel like a big piece of my a big piece of me is my femininity, and I'm proud of that. And I hate when I'm feeling like somebody's erasing that because they're making an assumption on me. Like, you're erasing my femininity and just assuming that I, obviously because of the way that I'm dressed and I like present myself, obviously I'm trying to like squash that, which is not actually like the truth at all. And if anyone really knew me, they would know like I actually have like feminine things about me as well, and it's like I'm not afraid of that. So I kind of hate the fact that it's like, almost sometimes I feel like if you're presenting in any way kind of masculine, now there's like this weird overcompensation where it automatically goes into, are they gender fluid, are they,
it's like you can't just
trans,
be,
like I can't just be like, I feel like it's like you can't just be like
Yeah.
a masculine
Woman.
lesbian anymore,
Yeah.
woman,
without being questioned.
being like
It's like,
questioned or like misgendered.
and it's really weird. It's kind of like, it's like pushing like a weird, like, it's like pushing a trans agenda, because it's like forcing, it's like basically forcing that thought onto it, that like you have, if you present any way that's not like the typical feminine woman, masculine man, that automatically assumes that that automatically means that you're trans, or you're gender non-conforming. Like, it just because you're gender non-conforming means that all of a sudden you need to be gender fluid, which is not the same thing, and that's not fair.
Don't get me wrong though.
Dress and
Don't
how you
get me
present yourself
wrong
doesn't
though.
have anything to do with it.
I don't want it to come across like I'm like transphobic or anything.
No.
Like, I understand that like we have fought very hard
it's
for the trans community to be like to be very, you know, present in the queer community and accepted, and we've made leaps and bounds with that. And I know that gender fluidity and gender queerness is also becoming a bigger thing and more mainstream, and I love that. But I think that if you're not going to support it wholeheartedly and adopt that with every single human that you come across, kind of like with email signatures nowadays. I don't know where you guys are from, but in North America now, like, a lot of places are making pushes for putting your pronouns in your email signature, so like she, her, whatever, like in your signature,
so everyone knows.
So that everyone knows. And I feel like if everyone is going to adopt that whole thing, then you need to do it for everyone, because by doing it doing it with just
like
people that look queer and trying to decipher, it ends up offending.
And it's not, in people's attempt to be woke, they almost become less woke, because then they're categorizing people based on just like the way they present themselves to the world.
And you're judging again, which is what you don't want people to do, which is judge.
People that look like me all the time are non-binary. There's some people that look at me that identify as a man, and I look very traditionally feminine. No one really questions my womanhood when I go out. But the thing is, if you're going to ask her and question her gender, you should also be questioning everyone's gender, because it's not fair to
and
only,
I don't
you're
think
not, you're trying to be woke and not woke, you're not being woke.
And I don't think the excuse of like, well, because you dress masculine, you need to just like be okay with that.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like, no, that's not how it works. I dress masculine, but that doesn't mean that I'm trying to erase my femininity by dressing masculine. It's a very different thing, right? So it's like, yes, I dress masculine, but that doesn't mean that I'm welcoming people to just automatically misgender me.
Yeah.
I still am very feminine, and I think that I deserve the same way that trans people deserve to, and gender fluid people deserve that, like, that acknowledgement of like, what would you like to be called? Like, I feel like I deserve to also like feel like I'm not just being, oh, this person looks this way, so that's what she is.
Yeah, absolutely, I agree. And you know what? At the end of the day, it's like people that are gender non-conforming, that are cis, exist, and they shouldn't be questioned or there shouldn't be assumptions made about them, unless you're going to make assumptions about
every single person.
Human.
You have to. You can't just
that's the only way
queer people out of
to
the crowd.
Be like woke. Like, you can't just like pick and choose, because
then it's just then you start insulting. Then you start using judgment, and then you start using labeling, or like, oh, that person, kind of like, you know, back in the day, joke of, oh, she's wearing plaid flannel, so she must be a lesbian. You're doing the same thing. Oh, that person looks
you're
queer.
Making assumptions.
So,
and the thing is too, is that nowadays, because gender fluidity is so big, there are a lot of people that are more traditionally like cis looking, and that are not actually cis. So you're not really supporting the new wave of gender fluidity and gender in general if you're not willing to ask every single human.
Exactly.
And if you're not comfortable with that, then don't ask anyone. And I think people should stop trying to pick and choose and guess, because it's not right.
And I know that there's people out there that do it the right way, but I definitely think there's
a
people
lot
that
of people
haven't
that do it the
adopted
wrong
it
way.
properly.
There's a lot of people that do it the wrong
But
way.
anyways, guys, that's our little rant, our little hot topic. You guys, I want to
Little
see some
toxic
questions
moment.
and some
Energy.
conversation in the comments down below.
If anyone has experienced this as
Yeah.
like a masculine, like presenting person, or anyone has been misgendered and just like feels horrible about it, like leave it down below. Let us know. I would love to hear some other people's stories, because honestly, I feel like you feel kind of alone in it sometimes. Like, you know it happens to other people, but you're not really hearing about it happening.
And I
to
feel
other
like it's in
people.
like a weird way. Like it's like the back opposite like
Yeah.
way. But anyways, guys, if you like this video, please like, comment, subscribe,
Hit
hit
the
the bell
bell.
so you know when we're dropping late.
Thank you so much for 3K. We're so excited. We're so happy.
Yeah.
Thankful.
And we love you guys.
We love you
See you in the
guys.
next video.
Bye.
Bye.